Good morning, y'all. What's good? Headed to work. Y'all, my my dad just called me on my way to work, and he was like, "What you doing besides grinning?" And I was like, "Driving to work." He said, "Drive? You going to work today?" And I said, he had me thinking I done missed something. Like maybe yesterday was Thanksgiving, and I'm just off or something. I said, "Today a holiday, and I don't know about it." He was like, no, but I thought you worked at home. Oh, and I was explaining to him my work schedule. I don't work at home every day. He's like, "Oh, I thought you had it made." So I was asking him what's going on tomorrow. I was trying to have lunch with him, but he got some stuff going on at the crib. And I forgot I got a homecoming game to go to tomorrow anyway. Which apparently I'm going to by myself because I asked a friend to go with me, and she got her own homecoming game to go to. So I'll be going by myself. I haven't fasted in a week. Like last Thursday, I was sick, so I ate because I needed, sustenance to try to get over whatever was wrong. And then yesterday, I fasted food-wise, but I had to take Theraflu, and so that broke my fast because I had honey with it. Y'all know honey has healing properties or whatever. So, I feel like I'm feeling it a little bit. My double chin came out just a little bit. I'm just like, oh Lord. But anyway, headed to work. One of my subscribers sent me a channel yesterday. Well, she sent it yesterday, but I started listening to it this morning. I've watched almost all of her videos, and I'll share it with you guys below. But I really liked the content I was hearing, and it sounds like the lady went through something like what I went through recently, or not recently. It was almost a year ago now. Like back in last February or March, where you basically have to make the decision to create the channel that you want to see, the kind of content you want to see, and the kind of community you want to see. So, MB, thank you for sending that to me. I watched most of her content this morning while I was getting ready for work. What I want to talk about this morning, though, you guys, is, and now I have not actually watched any content on this. Danny Steele, Keeping It Real with Danny Steele, posted something that was written about a young lady. I think maybe her name was Chantel. I don't know her name. I know she had on some gossamer Gucci emblazoned pants, but she was topless, on the picture she showed, with this long straight black weave and made up with long eyelashes, about this woman basically going to vacation in Cabo with some, what I would call frenemies, and ended up getting killed from being in a fight with them. And I haven't watched any content about this. I read what Danny Steele posted, and I saw Fumi Desaluvo posted something about it, a video maybe. I saw maybe one other content creator, I think maybe Mokomami, somebody else posted something about it, but I haven't watched any content about it yet. And it definitely made me think about things that I've gone through recently that I told you guys about when you have friends that you realize are competing with you, or are jealous of you, or resent your success or your past success, or resent you just for being you. Whoever you naturally are, they resent that. And I was telling, I think it was Jerry the other day, about how I felt like, God, and I definitely told my therapist and some other friends about how I felt like God had been telling me about a certain friendship or fellowship I had with someone. And he had been telling me, he had basically he kept taking this person out of my life, out of fellowship with me, and I kept going back, and I felt like, oh no, this person's too fun, Lord. I don't care, that maybe I'm not on my best behavior when I'm with them, or maybe I'm more toxic when I'm with them, or maybe I'm more sinful when I'm with them. They're just so fun. I have so much fun when I'm with them. And I was telling Jerry about this line from a Joel Osteen sermon where he says, basically, God can't put the right people in your life if you won't make room for them because you have the wrong people in your life. And that was my experience. It's like I've, by the grace of God, have been blessed with some women who I have a lot more in common with as far as world outlook, not being BMI, just kind of seeing the world in a similar way. And even if we don't see the world in a similar way, we have enough self-awareness to respect each other's point of view and appreciate each other and not try to change each other, if that makes sense. So that realization of being blessed to be able to make other friends that I don't feel like I'm competing with and that don't feel like they're competing with me. Everyone's great in their own right. No one has to dim their light to make someone else shine more, or make someone else feel like they're shining more, is a blessing. We were talking about something on a group chat yesterday, and the ladies were so supportive. And I told them, I said, I don't have any sisters, but if I did, I feel like, or in my imagination, I think if I did, oh goodness, my eyes are watering up. I feel like if I did, I hope that they would be as loving and kind as you all are. And, I have friends that I made from college and they have sisters, or I have, people I know in real life and they have sisters. And in my mind, I always think, or I think I always thought, sisters get along like twins or something. I always just thought sisters loved each other. And, my mom didn't grow up with sisters. She grew up with brothers. Her sisters came when she was an adult. So she didn't grow up with sisters, so to speak. And of those sisters that they have, none of them speak to each other. It's 3 girls that all came from the same woman, but none of them speak to each other. It's very weird to me. So it's like when I joined my sorority, I was like, sisterhood. And anytime I meet a new girlfriend or whatever, I think, sisterhood, And then I see this girl, like I said, I don't know anything about the case or what happened, but just from what Danny still posted about, this girl was hanging out with people who were, and I'm just going to say it, beneath her. They were ratchet. They wanted her to fight, and she didn't want to fight. She's going to Cabo, living her best life, just trying to, you go to vacation and relax. And it turned into some ratchetness, and she ends up dead. And I know you guys know I talk about death too much, but I also talk about the company you keep. I just literally made a video talking about the company you keep. I talk all the time about not arguing with people because it's not worth your life. You may think it's just an argument, and it could lead to some totally, you could just be dealing with somebody that ain't got a complete, they don't have all their faculties. And you thinking you just arguing about something trivial, and to them it's a life or death situation, So, Danny, I think, said something about, be careful who you travel with, or maybe it was Mocha Mommy. I'm not really sure. I might be, convoluting who said what, but that's true. It's like I used to always think, oh, my friends from college are the only friends I'll ever have that are like, true friends. And then lately I met and only, like I said, by the grace of God through YouTube and coming on here and being transparent about who I am and what I am, have I met, a group of women who see the world in a similar way that I do. Have I been blessed to find friends who are also like-minded, and it's a blessing, and I my heart goes out to that young woman and her family. And I'll just put this public service announcement out here yet again. Ladies, if you are with people, whether it's a man or a woman, and you get the feeling that they resent you, your success, your very essence, whatever it is about you that makes you you, whether it's you're very educated or you're classy or you've traveled the world or you're in an exclusive organization or you are not a baby mama or whatever, you went through a lot of, traumas in life, but somehow you still rise above all that and are somehow still successful. Whatever it is about you that makes you you, if you are finding yourself in company with people making snide remarks about your accomplishments or what you do, and you sense somewhere inside that they resent that about you, move on. This is my second move on message. Move forward without them. God will supply. Any of you all that are Christians know that verse that says God will supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory. God will bless you with new friends, better friends, who can be loving to you without being condescending. You know what I mean? People who can look at your trauma and love you and not say, oh, well, even if I went through all those horrible things you went through, I would still be winning, And I've literally had somebody say that to me. Even if I went through all that you've gone through, I would still be winning. You don't say that to someone. And I get the very real impression that girl that went to Cabo, that woman who went to Cabo was probably with women like that, Now I talk about people always wanting to fight and ready to pull up and pull guns on people and stuff. That ratchet element. Ladies, you can be around people who, no matter how much money they make, no matter how successful they become, Jay-Z has a line, he says, no matter where you go, you are who you are, nigga. And I hate to say nigga in it, but he says that for a reason. You can dress up a duck, you can muzzle his beak, you can do whatever, but it's still a duck. When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. If somebody shows you that they're ratchet, they're jealous, they're envious, whatever, believe them. And if that's not who you are, and that's not the kind of energy you have in your life, if they're bitter, move on. Because no matter what they accomplish in life, they're still going to be bitter and resentful that they're not you, or that they don't, no matter what they accomplish, they'll never be you. You know what I mean? So, that's our teachable moment from this experience. I probably am going to go in and watch some content about what happened with this girl, but it kind of saddens me, that she put herself in that position. Y'all know I'm a person that I'll get on a plane and go somewhere by myself in a minute, Nigeria wasn't the first time I got on a plane and, went somewhere internationally by myself. Be willing to travel alone. Be willing to do life alone. Unless you're a twin, you came in this world alone. Unless you're a multiple birth, you came in this world alone. Be willing to do it alone than to be around people who resent your existence. Okay? Bye.